What's up, sports maniacs? I'm Justin Walters, and this is the All Sorts of Sports Show. Our first story of the night is going to be that Game 1 of the World Series happened tonight. It was the Houston Astros against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Los Angeles Dodgers ended up winning that game 3-1. The Dodgers, who haven't been in a World Series for 29 years, very first pitch that the first batter for the Dodgers saw, home run right off the bat. So it was a really cool way to start the series for the Dodgers. Myself, I'm a Dodgers fan, so I am obviously rooting for the Dodgers to win the series. My prediction for this series is going to be, I say the Dodgers win in 6 games. So game 6, Dodgers win it. I think that game 5, they'll struggle over in Houston, but then they'll come back home, win the World Series in front of their home crowd. It'll be pretty sweet. I'm excited for it. And the reason I think that the Dodgers are going to win this series, they're going to win the World Series, this is one of the best baseball teams that we have seen in a long time. Like, if you think about it, if not for that little rut that they went in there where they lost like 11 games, if not for that rut, this is a 120 win baseball team, which is unheard of. Overall though, and we saw from tonight's Game 1, this is going to be a very exciting World Series matchup. The Houston Astros had the #1 offense in the league, but the Dodgers, they weren't far behind them. They're only 1 point behind them as the second best offense in the league. But what I'm most excited for, I would say, would be the pitching, and most notably the starting pitching. The starting pitching for these teams is going to be phenomenal. If we look at tonight's game, we had Clayton Kershaw. Through 7 innings, he threw 11 strikeouts. Tomorrow night, we have Justin Verlander pitching for the Astros. And if we look at the regular season ERA, the Dodgers finished at #1. The Astros were not very far behind. They're at #6. So like I said, my prediction is that the Dodgers win the World Series in 6 games. They end up winning it at home. If this series were to go to 7 games, I definitely would not be disappointed, because these are arguably 2 of the top teams, if not the top 2 teams in baseball. Just going head to head like that is going to be extremely fun to watch throughout this whole series. Like I said, that's my opinion. That's my guess. What are your guys' guesses? Who do you think is going to win it? How many games? Let me know in the comment section below. Before we get to our next story of this week, just a couple of must-see things that I think that you're going to want to see. The first thing, we have Dude Perfect actually put out a new video. They released a baseball trick shot video. I checked it out the other day, and I don't know how long these guys spend trying to perfect these shots or to make these shots happen. I can only imagine, and maybe it doesn't take them as long as I think, but some of these shots that these guys are doing are unbelievable. Our meme of the week will be this right here. Yes, the Steph Curry throwing his mouth guard. That will be our second story, and as you can see, pretty serious injury done here by this man. Obviously a joke, but still pretty fun. Next, we have the You Failed segment of the week. And this week's You Failed segment goes to our good friend Jarrett Jack. If you haven't seen the video yet, Jarrett Jack attempted a full court shot, and it was pretty bad. He missed by quite a bit, wasn't even close. The link for that full video is going to be in the description below. Be sure to check that out. You'll definitely get a laugh out of it. I know I did. Also, there's going to be a link in the description below. It's called the secret link. That is just kind of a cool video that I think that all my sport maniacs, all you guys, I think you will enjoy. So go ahead, click that link. Like I said, all those links are down in the description, so go ahead and check them out. The next story that I want to talk about today is Steph Curry throwing his mouthpiece at a referee. And no, I'm not talking about the 2016 NBA Finals incident. I believe it was Game 6. Not talking about that one. No, Steph is at it again, chucking that mouth guard. Now, if you haven't heard yet, Steph Curry did throw his mouth guard at a referee after he believed that he was fouled. As I watched the clip, it doesn't look like he was fouled. Now, he may have gotten hit. Maybe we couldn't see it. Maybe we had a bad angle. I don't know. But that's not the story here. The real story is that Steph Curry threw the mouth guard. In a post-game interview, he actually said I wasn't throwing it at the ref. If I wanted to throw it at the ref, I would have hit the ref. Now, even though, you're not throwing your mouth guard at a ref, you're still throwing your mouth guard. So Steph Curry received his punishment. A couple surprising things that came out of this. One, I was surprised that he was not suspended. And the reason that I'm surprised he wasn't suspended is that, number one, this isn't his first time doing that. Now, remember, this is his second offense. In 2016, in the NBA Finals, he did throw his mouth guard. It ended up hitting a fan in the face. So this isn't the first time that Steph has done this. But the most interesting thing to me is that he wasn't suspended, and Udonis Haslem, back in 2006, actually, got suspended for 1 game for throwing his mouth guard towards a referee. Didn't hit the referee, didn't hit anybody. He threw it towards the referee. He was suspended for 1 game. So it leads me to think that, was Steph Curry not suspended because he is a face of the Warriors? He's kind of this golden boy within the NBA. I think Colin Cowherd actually put it really well. He's like the puppy of the NBA. Like, everybody loves him. He's a very likable guy. And is that the reason that he didn't get suspended? The other thing that shocked me, I knew that Steph would get a fine. And Steph knew that too. In a post-game interview, he said, my pockets are going to be a little lighter. We knew he'd get a fine. The fine was pretty substantial, though. It was $50,000 fine for throwing his mouth guard towards a referee. Maybe they used this as like, this is such a hefty fine, we don't need to add a suspension onto it. Maybe the NBA is trying to send a message to other players saying, these actions towards the referees are unacceptable and you're going to get a very hefty fine if that occurs. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind the no suspension and the hefty $50,000 fine are. All I know is that the NBA needs to set a precedent when it comes to this. For incidents like this that involve a referee, you need to have a guideline, because you cannot choose based on, who the player is. If they get a 1-game suspension like Udonis Haslem did, or if you're Steph Curry, you don't get suspended, but you have to pay a hefty fine. Personally, I believe that he should have received a 1-game suspension. And I know that Steph didn't think that he deserved a suspension because he said that he did not intentionally throw it at the ref. But that's kind of like saying if you were to shoot a gun at someone and you didn't hit them, you weren't intentionally shooting that gun at them. Just an analogy. But yes, I do believe that Steph Curry should have gotten a 1-game suspension. Maybe you guys agree with me, maybe you don't. Let me know. I'm actually really curious to hear what you guys think. I know a lot of people that I've talked to about this issue, they're very skewed in their opinions. It's very, Steph didn't deserve this, Steph deserved more. I heard a couple of sportcasters say that they think he actually deserved a multi-game suspension. I don't think I would go that far. I would say 1-game suspension, and I don't think I would fine him $50,000 for that incident. But again, that's just my opinion, and this is a community. This is a discussion between sport fans. So let me know what you guys think. I would love to read some discussions going on in the comment section below. Well, sport fans, that's going to do it for today's episode of All Sorts of Sports. The very first episode of this show is now in the books. I'm extremely excited to begin this journey with you guys. I'm excited to grow and learn. I'm excited to tackle any breaking news stories, to hear your guys' opinions. Again, this is a discussion, so please let me know what your thoughts are on any of these stories in the comments below. Based on the amount of comments that I get, I'm hopefully going to do a community-based show where I read your guys' comments, comment back to them, and kind of just start this discussion process. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, show some support for the All Sorts of Sports show. It really does mean a lot. If you want to keep up with this show, if you want to keep up with the breaking news that is going on in sports, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. New videos are going to be coming out every week. Community videos are going to be coming out every week where we discuss your comments. Otherwise, that's going to do it for today's show. Till next week, I'll catch you later, Sport Maniac.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.